Hi everyone, my name is Pernille and welcome to my channel. This is Taking My Life Back channel. This channel is dedicated to all of you, especially women out there who kind of feel like you've lost yourselves in life. It can be in your job, having kids, being overwhelmed with just your normal everyday life in general, and you kind of feel like you don't really know who you are anymore or like what you really want. Um, this is actually what happened to me. So I'm just gonna, tell you a little bit about my story, and then I'm gonna get to the tip for today. So I am a mother of four, and now I am an entrepreneur. But I used to work in the finance sector, and so I would juggle my job and the kids. And it was really, really hard. And I think I've always been a person who would put everybody else before me. But at some point, I just was a point in my life where I knew I really didn't like my job. I knew I didn't want to do that anymore, but I had no idea what else to do. I didn't have enough mental space to even think about a reconversion or whatever, because I was just going, handling kids in the morning, job, going back like a crazy person to be able to be there for my kids, and get everything going at home so they could get to bed on time, etc., etc. And so one day would take another, and I was really unhappy in my job. I just didn't want to do that anymore, but I had no idea what else to do. I'd always say to my husband, but I don't know what else to do. And actually, it so happened that I got laid off, and it was really the best thing that happened to me, I think, in a really long time, because all of a sudden it dawned to me when, I was laid off and I, signed my check, my papers with them, that one thing I knew I didn't want anymore was to work in an office again, ever. I had no clue what I was going to do, but I was sure that I didn't want to do that anymore. So finally, I got, some calm to kind of think about then, okay, what am I gonna do now? And it wasn't like I had this illumination where it's like, oh my God, I'm gonna do this and it's gonna be amazing. No. It was more like, okay, I'm just gonna try stuff, but what I know is that I need to get something up and running so I can earn my own salary, never ever have to go back to working in an office again. That was really my major motivation. Still had the four kids, so still had to get everything done. But I got to a place where I just started, trying stuff. And today I actually have a life that I designed myself with my husband. We have the life that we chose, not the life that we kind of got into and got stuck with. And it's really, really changed my life perspective. So I hear a lot of women, mid and 30s, 40s, and 50s who are in this situation. They don't really have enough time to kind of think about their life and whatever, but they're really unhappy with what they're doing, but have no clue what else to do. And this is why I really wanted to start this channel, is to give you some advice on, or some tips that you can integrate in your life really easily, to start to make some changes and see where that takes you. I think that is really important. I'm not a person who will give you advice that'll like revolutionize your world, because you have to do major changes, because being a mom myself, you don't necessarily have a lot of time. So it's kind of integrating new habits and getting this started. And once you get the ball rolling, you'll see how much your life is going to change over the months. So this is what I'm all about. Is small changes, small tips that can actually help you get back to yourself. Whether it's in your relationship, with your kids, with your, career, whatever it is, where you feel kind of you've lost yourself and you just stuck with your everyday life, just rolling with you, and you don't really control anything, I'm going to help you actually get, back in the driver's seat and actually, okay, now I'm going to pilot my own life because I want to make my own choices. Because this is really, really important. And unfortunately, a lot of us are just living our lives without really, piloting, right, without really like designing the life that we want to. We're just kind of going with the flow. Like you get a job and then you stay there, and well, maybe you'll get another job and then you stay there because it's, it's comfortable, but it's not really what we want to do. Maybe you live in a house where like, really don't really want to live there anymore, but it is what it is. And you think, oh, my life is okay, so it's going to be fine. But you just feel like something is missing, and you feel like you kind of lost yourself through this whole journey. And getting back in the driver's seat and say, okay, now I have to make decisions that will actually help me getting back on a track where I want to be. It's going to help you with a lot of things. So yes, this is actually where I am right now. I'm not done with my journey, but I've come a really, really long way. I created an income with an activity I like to do. We now live somewhere where I wanted to, live for a really long time. We live in southern France. With a really nice climate and a lot of sunshine, which I love. So we actually have designed our lives like we really want it to do, and I can just tell you it's amazing. I'm not done. I still have a lot of changes I want to make, but it's an ongoing thing. I don't think you ever really are done with designing your life, because once you've gone to a certain stage, then you want to go further, and you want to push further, and you want to say, oh, what if I did this, and what if I did that? But that's a really good thing. I always think it's so funny when people say, oh, it's amazing, he just hasn't changed, even though he's become this and that. I'm like, that's a weird thing to say. Like, you want to change, you want to evolve, you want to go somewhere. I don't want to be the same person I was when I was 25, because that would just be sad. I still have my values, but even my values have changed, and everything about me has changed. And I think that's really great. It shows that you actually evolve to becoming the person that you want to be, or you incorporate change. And I think that's really important. If we're just stuck in the same life with the same personality for, 40 years, I think it's kind of sad, because that means that you don't evolve, and you don't, learn new things, and you don't go somewhere new, and you don't push yourself. And that means very often that you just, kind of are stuck in this life and without asking any questions. And I think that's pretty sad. So I think change is really good. Change is always amazing, because it means that you go forward and you go towards things and you create stuff and you do things for yourself. And I think that's really, really important in order to be happy with your life. So this is a major thing for me. So today I'm going to talk about doing things for yourself. I think a lot of us, especially moms or women, for me at least, I used to be like that. I used to be have a really bad conscience if I would do something just for me. That would be just for me, not for the family or the activity, whatever. It would be just for me. I used to feel really guilty and really bad about it if I would do something just for me. I used to feel very selfish. And I also used to be very angry with my husband when he would do things just for him. And he would do it. Like, he would go out and go to the sports center or whatever he would do, but he would do things just for him, and it would really make me like really angry. Like, how can he do that when there's all this stuff to be done, and this is the middle of, you know, feeding the kids or whatever. Until at some point where I kind of figure out, well, I actually think he's got it right and actually have it wrong. I think it's and that was a major change for me, that I realized that it's not bad to do something just for you. You know, in the airplanes, when they tell you in the beginning that in case that you need the oxygen mask, then you actually, you need to, if you're accompanying a child, then you need to put your oxygen mask on first, and then put it on your child, because otherwise you won't be able to obviously help the person next to you if you don't have any oxygen. Well, I've always been the one who would always put the oxygen mask on everybody else before me. And then I would probably just have, you know, gone unconscious because I didn't have any more oxygen. I was using everything on everybody else. And I used to always be like that. I would take care of everybody else first. And if there was like 10 minutes left of the day before I would more or less pass out because I was so tired, that would be the 10 minutes for me, which is always, I mean, it's not very qualitative, right? It's not very, those are not very good 10 minutes. And you can't get a lot done in that time. So I would always be like that. And I'm still in the process. I still have to think about it, not being like that. Like, take care of yourself first, because you'll actually be of much more use for everybody else. But I think it's something that a lot of us don't think about. We don't think about the fact that if we're doing well, then actually we're also taking care of the people, you know, in our family, because we can give much more if we feel great. So I actually learned to try and do stuff for me, and it was like really small steps. So I wouldn't like start with saying, oh, I'm gonna go out, I'm gonna go like on a 2-week vacation with friends or whatever. No, I would just incorporate little moments that were just for me, kind of how to learn how my brain to be okay with doing things just for me. I think that's really important. It's the small steps that will actually get you going. So in the beginning, I would just do small things, and I would set time off to do things that I wanted to do, and the only one I wanted to do. I have now, after a really long time, incorporated the fact that I go walking every day. I really like that, and it helps me a lot. Unstress, feeling, even having a really bad day, if I go walking for an hour, I feel much better when I come back. I do my daily meditations. I don't necessarily do a lot, but I just do a little bit. And it really, really helps me getting on the track where I want to be. It helps me, you know, kind of take a step back and say, okay, I just need a couple of minutes for me, and then I can come back much stronger and much better, basically. So I think it's really important to start thinking about yourself as well as a person, that you're allowed to also do things that you're the only person in the family who wants to do, and that's fine. We're all allowed to have our own individual needs. You allow your kids to have your individual needs, right? They want to go to their friend's house, so they want to do this, and they want to do that, and you actually let them do it. Well, for you, it's the same thing. You're also allowed to have your own moments where it's just you. So something that's really helpful for me is every day at night, I think about, and I actually have a journal now, but you don't have to start with a journal. I just think about, okay, what did I do for me today? And I kind of list it in my head, and that helps me getting into the right, you know, like a good circle of, then I'll think about it more. What can I incorporate more for me? What do I want more? And also I will decide in the evening tomorrow, what am I going to do for me just for me. And what is really important is that you need to set that time of what you want to do. It doesn't have to be like in one go, but you have to set that time off in your head. Like you have a meeting that you know can't get away from. Very often I find that anything I really want to do, I have to do it in the morning, because otherwise then the day kind of gets going, and you know, you get, you know, things happen, and they're, well, you have a hard time then getting the things for you done. So very often my meditation, I'll do it in the morning. That way I have done them and I can go, you know, on with my everyday normal life. But I think about intentionally in the evening, tomorrow, what am I going to do for me? It can be the same thing every day, but it kind of trains your brain to think about it and incorporate it in your own life. So I think that's really important. Just the first small steps. So the question that is really important that you can ask yourself tonight when you go to bed, what did I do for me today? And it can be absolutely nothing, but that will get your brain going to, oh, I actually did nothing for me today. So what am I going to do tomorrow for me? And you're going to think about it. I think that's the first important step. Think about it. Like, what am I going to do for me? So, question for you tonight, homework or a tip or whatever you want to call it. Think about it. What did you do for you today? So that is basically it for me today. I'm going to come back very quickly with a new video on other things you can incorporate really easily in your life to get your own life back and get yourself back on track. So until next time, have a great day. And if you don't, it's fine. It's going to be way better tomorrow. And I'll speak to you very soon. Bye.